Hi, Namaskar, Adab, Sat Sri Akal. This is Mohan Gopinath welcoming you on behalf of Sangg Geet. Hi, Vikas. Thank you for making it. Hello, hi. All good, sir. How are you? Hey, Sharanya. So, hey, Murli. Yeah, so today is a very special day, and before the first guest joins, let me tell you all our lovely members who have joined at this point in time. Yes, first guest has joined, and how do I induct him? Yes, I'll accept it. Why am I not? Hey, Cha. Hey, Nilesh, you in there? So before the first guest joins, so, so bro, Nilesh, you'll have to send me a request for getting into the live video. How does one do that? Uh, Send a request to join. I have accepted it. Why am I not able to insert it? Yeah, I have to send you an invite. Is unable to join. I have sent you a request. Nilesh, can you see that request? I have sent you an invite. You'll have to accept that.
And we're live.
And there we are
How are
from
you?
Goa, my friend.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. So I was just introducing our group. I was introducing the first guest, and in true squad fashion, you just made a grand entry there. So
Thank
give me give me my 1 minute of fame for
you.
people who
Sorry.
have joined and who are seeing this strapping young man on screen. That is Nilesh Sahay. He's the writer, director, producer, editor, and many more hats. Yeah, am I audible? Am I better now? Yes, it's better now.
Well,
So Nilesh, a hearty welcome to this
Hey,
world of Sangeet, and thank you so much for making time out, my friend. For people who
thank you.
have just just been acclimatized to the world of action, Nilesh
Right.
comes from a very illustrious family. I will allow him the luxury of explaining who his predecessors
Well, that
were, who his
I
ancestors were.
I be the best person to do it.
Okay, fair enough. So let me do that on behalf. So I can't think of a better introduction than saying that if Kapoors are generally regarded as the first family of Bollywood, then my friend sitting here is can also stake claim to that. He's the great grandson of the greatest ever Khayal and Tumri singer Jadan Bhai, who bore three children: Akhtar Saab, Anwar Saab, and Nargis. Akhtar Saab's daughter was Zahida ji, who is Nilesh's mother. So that makes him the fourth generation of film personality to take on the mantle. How does that legacy wear on you, Nilesh?
It doesn't wear on me at all, actually, because yes, I don't think about that. I just thought about doing what I wanted to do and what made me happy in life. And I have seen a lot of those films, and I'm very proud of everything that they've done. But that was their achievement, and what I do is my journey and my legacy from here on.
Brilliant. So take us a little back into your childhood. I mean, I know you are an action freak. I know that anything that happens in the world of cinema with respect to action, and there's nobody else who can be considered an authority. I might go a little hyperbolic and say in the world, but I'll restrict that to India. So, how did this fascination for action begin?
I think it began in my childhood. Me and my brother would, we would go to this place called Lamington Road, and we would buy all these VHS cassettes of. Uh, at that time, we thought were original. God knows what they were, but of these Chinese dubbed action films. And for the longest time, we thought Jackie Chan's voice sounded like one guy who dubbed it. And those tapes used to cost 600 rupees. When we're talking about maybe 20, more than 20 years ago. And they just their time and time. We would that there was, and we would see it again and we've grown up of He-Man and GI Joe, and that fascination carried on. So I used to play with my little dinky cars when I was small. Play with my GI Joe soldiers. Now I a film for real.
Brilliant. So, did it ever cross you that at one point in time you will enter the big bad world of films, or was that an organic decision?
I've been working in this line since I was 16 years old. So it feels so funny me talking to you about this because we, but I've been really here since I was, very, very young, and I started out in advertising when I was 16 years old, and then I moved into distribution, and then multiple other jobs within the entertainment industry, and then I founded my action film portal, Action Movie Database, and then from there, it was a very natural progression to get into doing what I wanted to do. I was anyway set to direct. It was going to happen sooner or later, and then it happened sooner.
So, let me tell you guys, the person I'm talking to has not assisted per se, but has done has learned a lot, has read a lot from the foreign universities. How did you adapt yourself from the
I
different
I want to
world that Hollywood exists to
I,
Bollywood?
I, I want to correct that. This is something that you might not even know, but I work with somebody on one, and I thought I wanted to, work with this man. And I soon realized that whatever I wanted, this guy had nothing to offer. At the end of the day, I just was like, sometimes you carve your own, and from there. So everybody wants to become a director or an actor or become anything in the entertainment industry, find a, if not, say bye bye and find your own journey.
Okay, so
Hmm.
when did the idea of Squad actually germinate in your head?
Ooh, yeah. This took place, I think, in 2018. I was to do the remake of Expendables with John at that point of time, and that was taking forever to cast. So I wanted to do something on a smaller level, and we kind of I started writing something that was circling a child because I liked that world and I liked what they were doing. So it made sense to me that we kind of set this up and do this, and I slowly started writing it, and it came on, and it became fairly interesting. So I think it was 2017, 2018. Frankly, I can't even remember it was a while back, but
Yeah, I know we have traversed a long way since then. So
yeah.
tell me, growing up, you've told me on a number of occasions how in awe you were of your maternal uncle, and his
Yes.
mama happens to be none other than Mr. Sanjay Dutt. So tell me the influence Mr. Sanjay Dutt had on your life.
Uh, on my life, I don't. I mean, listen, I was a big fan of his and I still am a fan of his. But I think what quantifies a typical macho hero. Though I mean, if you really see his films, he's not done like a hardcore action actor, but he was always considered this tough guy, and I always thought he had great personality. In fact, you know, and I don't think he ever influenced my film decisions because those were my own personal. But I do feel that uh, uh, you know he did remind me a lot of Sylvester Stallone, and Sylvester Stallone influenced me a lot. So from that point, uh, I think I always looked at him and said, "What he's got a great personality, and you should have that." And as you kind of grow older in life, you kind of need to, and you should find him. And my age, you should definitely find your place.
Absolutely. So tell me something here. You are a guy. I know for a fact that, but it didn't come through so much in Squad because the nature of the story was such, or probably that the template of an action movie doesn't demand much of an music, but there is music in your genes, and you've been an avid listener to a lot of styles or genres, I must say. So which is the music style that inspires you the most? What's your go-to music?
Ooh, I mean, classic rock. I love it.
Okay. And
Classic rock.
who would you count
I
among your
love.
favorites?
I mean, there's so many. There's so many. Keep the Faith by Bon Jovi. All the 90s songs that are just amazing. There's so many songs. I mean, it's so difficult. One song, but yeah, if I it depends. Working on in the morning, I listen to like early 90s music, which was pop music, which just kind of gets me up and running. I love, I love rap. I love hip hop. I love country music. It all depends. I keep much most of the day because every time I'm writing, I'm pacing for it. So work towards that. But there are songs that I've been, that I was a kid, and I just think they're fantastic. And there's not one genre I can honestly. Depends what time of the day, what time. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. So tell me something. So I'm going to put you in a spot. Ela, Coffee with Karan Johar. Can
Okay,
we expect a mushy, romantic musical love story from Nilesh Sahay?
if it has you know what, we are going to do a musical love story for sure, but it's going to be a very commercial action masala film, and it's going to have at least 4 action sequences because I won't otherwise want my own shooting. So I won't direct it for sure because that's not something that I would direct, but as a producer, yes. But if you're asking me if I would make a mushy love story, no, never. I don't think I could make it. No offense to people doing it. Good luck to them, and it does great for people who are in it. It's just not something that I enjoy to. Filmmaking is a very long process, and it's a very tedious process. It's a process that challenges you on every step. It's a process that gets you to question yourself on every step.
Correct.
If not really, about what idea, how you want to execute that idea, no, you can't do it. But that being said, I truly am going to do an action love story, very commercial masala in the coming year. It's part of our slate, and you're very well aware of that, which is why it's so funny doing this with you and trying to keep a straight face.
I know it's like preaching to the converted.
Exactly.
So taking you back in history,
Hmm.
I'm sure Zaida ji is such a superb storyteller. She must have fed you with a lot of stories about her grandmother. So, what is the most striking feeling? I remember one thing she said कि बेटा जितने लोग बॉम्बे में है या मुंबई में है सब हमारे फ्लैट से ही गुजरे हैं शटल मरीन से.
But that was very iconic thing, Mohanji, because Mohanji, because the thing is that the house in Chateau Manid, it's a very iconic property, you know, and 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 truly everyone who had come at that point of time to work in the industry has worked there very, very aggressively. and has come there and has really pitched themselves out to doing a lot of things. So it's been a very long journey with the house, and it's had some great memories. I mean, right from Guru Dutt to, my God, I think you name it, and people have come there, to really take part and participate. Because apparently, what my mom used to tell me was that there was a room in the house where every promising, now well-known, established gentleman in the business used to come there and work on, and and come and pitch themselves and really try to sell their skills to Jadan Bhai, who was a producer, director, studio owner, and yeah, they've seen some great days because they produced a whole bunch of films, and they did do a lot of films. My Nana was the youngest studio owner, and then he made a whole bunch of films. That was a very different time in the industry. So I mean, you name it, the who's who have come there, and everyone knows of that place. It's very iconic.
In fact, I was just thinking right before the interview, 2020, we are in 2021, and Jaddan Bhai produced a movie in 1936, which is exactly 75 years before a movie called Talash-e-Haq, in which she introduced Nargis ji. So, what would have been the obstacles to produce a movie and get it on screen in 1936?
I mean, I think 1936 was an easier time to make a film than it was today. Cinema was very new and it was highly in demand. And there was no concept of, there were very few screens. I mean, I'm pretty much of a cinephile, so there were hardly 20-25 operational screens in India at that point of time. And, there was so much going on where, your prints would go from one theater to another theater to another theater. And they would release circuit wise. So it would release Mumbai circuit, and then it would go to Delhi, and then at some point after 3 months, it would reach Calcutta. So the
Correct.
business was totally different. And I think that there was no concept really of hit or flop because your films would run for 3 hours, right? And essentially in 3 hours, sorry, noise, I don't know what's up outside. Essentially in 3 hours, people would come and see it because there was no other source of entertainment. So
Correct.
unless until you ended up making like a Mughal Azam that took like 10 years to make, or a Rato then which took like 8 years to make. I don't even know how you make a film for 8 years. Like if you look at the history of that film, Nargis ji, my Papunani, had 3 kids, Sanju Mama, Jumasi, Priya Masi, in the middle of that span.
Correct.
So it's believable how you make a film for 9 years. And my granddad, Akhtar Hussain, wrote that script. And I was like, 3 years I've spent on Squad, right? From writing it to releasing it. And I've gone mad. And I personally don't know how you make a film for, like, where do you wake up and where do you have a vision to say, you know what, I'm going to make this time. So it's insane. But yeah, I think in 2021, and especially with cinemas and digital and satellite and the renaissance of entertainment which is currently in play, it's tough to make a film. See, for us, we're genre specific. We only do action and action hybrid films, and we do them at a cost effective price where no one's going to feel a burn in anyone's pocket besides me, maybe at some point. But
I
uh,
have
I think, yeah,
I am there. It doesn't happen.
yeah. So, but saying that, I think uh, that era was different. It was a simpler time. Life was simpler, and they were glory days. I mean, that has set the foundation of what we stand on today.
What I find fascinating is it was regarded as the evil industry. Hey, welcoming Malvika.
Hi,
Look
Hi.
as
how are
fresh as.
you?
Hey, how are you?
I put a filter.
No, looking great.
So
What's up?
we have the director, we have the heroine. Or क्या चाहिए? Life is cool.
Life is good.
Are you able to hear us, Malvika?
I think
Hello?
she's gonna take maybe 5 minutes to come.
So
Am I back?
yeah,
Hi.
you are back. Hi. So so I was just chatting up with Nilesh on his journey into films. So Nilesh, to complete that conversation, in 1936 or the 30s, it was considered the evil world of films, and for your great grandmother to break that glass ceiling was some hell of a task. And here you are carrying the candle onto the fourth generation.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it was very commendable for a lady to come down and say, "I'm going to get into the film industry, being a singer," and really be a pillar of support for all her kids to kind of make a name from themselves. And everyone did very well in their own field, be it producing for my grandfather, being it a character artist for my grand uncle, or being India's probably biggest star for my grand aunt. Right? I think when you've got the right guidance in life towards things, and that's truly what really the film industry is really about. You can achieve great heights. So I think it was very commendable what she did. It's I've heard a lot of stories and I've read a lot about what she's done. And I've spoken to a lot of film historians, because I never knew anything about her really. But I mean, to come in at that point of time and say you're going to enter this industry and figure things out, which is considered a very bad world, and it till today carries whatever X amount of stigma or whatever it is. But people just absolutely, yeah, people absolutely, it's commendable. It truly is.
Moving on to Malvika. Malvika, third generation star Jagdish Rajji holds the Guinness record for having done the maximum number of films as inspector. Then you have your dad, who, for people who don't know, gave David Dhawan Saab his first independent break as a director. Then you have your auntie, Bua, Anita Rajji, who was my heroine of the 80s. And here you are making your debut in Squad and been receiving rave reviews for your act. So how does it all feel up?
Third generation sounds like a pressure, but I don't really look at it that way. It's fun. I had a great experience and very happy right now with the reviews that I've got, with how people are liking my work. I'm very happy with that.
So for people who have tuned in late, I must say we've been having chats with Nilesh. I I've been terribly impressed with the kind of focus and dedication. Every film goes through its own journey, and by Joe Squad took 1.5 2 years to get to the point where it was screened. Not one day did Malvika lose hope, be frustrated, always cheerful, always smiling. How did you have that hope in the heart that one day it all add up and you shall be a star on the firmament?
I didn't think of it that way. Honestly, I love what I do. For me, acting is my passion. I enjoy it. So it didn't seem like work to me at all. It was, I'm doing what I love doing. So that's how the smile and the energy was always high because I
Awesome.
love what I do.
Malvika, you and I interacted a lot on a lot of personal issues day in and out. But your voice coming through Zoom, did anybody compliment you? You sound exactly like Kareena Kapoor, and you played who in Kapoor. So there is a
I get that a
connection there.
lot. I get that a lot. I think my full life I've grown up hearing that only. So now it's just, I just feel it's a part of me now. I get that so much. But
Never
I
Brilliant.
take
So
it as a compliment.
huh?
Sorry, what?
as far as
I just said
I
of his life.
take it as a compliment. So
Nyla, you're
I've asked this.
breaking. I can't hear you.
I'll tell you afterwards. Sorry, carry on, carry on. Yeah.
So I have asked this question to Nilesh as well. So growing up, who were your musical influences, Malvika?
I think in terms of films, definitely Bua has been a big influence in my life. Watching her act on screen and seeing how she has been in person, I'm a big fan of her work anyway. Other than her, I've always loved Karishma Kapoor. I love watching her films. I loved her in Dil To Pagal Hai a lot. So I think from the younger generations would be her, and from the current generation, I'm a big fan of Deepika. I think she is fab. Priyanka Chopra is so lovely. How she's carved her career, I really look up to that. So these are some of the girls that I look up to.
So that's covering your tribe, the actress brigade. With respect
Yeah.
to singers, who are the people who you look up to?
There are too many. I love Bollywood music, and for me, that's my music that I need to listen to when I'm down, when I'm low, or even when I'm excited, when I'm happy, when I'm partying with my friends. For me, Bollywood music just gets the energy really high. My favorite singers, I'm a big fan of Arijit Singh. My friends Amal and Arman from school, even they're such good singers. Um, who else? My friend from school again, Hriday, he's a singer too. So Hriday Katani and who else? I can't think. Arijit Singh. Um, I can't think of singers right now. I'm a big
So,
fan of Atif Aslam. I love Atif Aslam's voice.
super. So, has there been a
Yeah.
situation in the house? I know Bobby G is a huge music fan. I mean, he hums on a lot of occasions. I've seen him doing that. So,
Hmm.
you're sing, he's playing Kishore Kumar. And has there been a conflict of generations? Dad, listen to this guy. Kishore Kumar is
No,
more
so
of
I'll tell you something really funny. So there's a rule in my house, whoever drives the car, their kind of music has to be played in the car. So if I'm driving, we need like the 90s or the 20s. If dad is driving, then we need like the 70s or the 80s. So
oh,
that's the that's the rule. Whoever drives, okay, fine. Then we get to hear your music in the car.
So here's a short question that I didn't answer. I'll rather let the lady go first. Squad में that romantic song. In
Baras
fact,
tu.
people whom you know very well, you tend to be overtly critical about them. कि इसने
Mm-hmm.
ये expression कैसे पकड़ा, ये कैसे पकड़ा. You were so pat on with the lip sync and the emotions of that song. How did you prepare yourself since it was the first song that you
Yeah, how
were
did
ever
you prepare
I
your
think Nilesh should answer that,
Malvika?
especially for Baras Jatu.
She was a method actor. She took a lot of days to prepare for that song. You can imagine. And then
Please,
uh,
I think I was a natural with that song.
yes,
no, no,
you
no.
were.
No, no. She really worked hard on that song, and I think she did a great job, and she prepped very hard for it. You know, because
So
it's a very cold, and to perform that way and give those expressions, she did a great job.
absolutely. So here's a question for you, Malvika. So if you were to sing "Jaane Ja Dhoondta Fir Raha," that song is embedded in your system. You can do that at any point in time. A new song,
But
a new
sorry, which one? Baras Jatu?
no. But I'm coming to Bharat too. But if I were to sing any yesteryear song, that's embedded
Okay,
in your system. You can lip sync it because it's in your muscle memory.
right.
A new song, how does one memorize it? How many days do you take to get that into your system and then emote?
So the first time I heard Baras Jatu, I was instantly in love with that song. So, for me, I keep listening to music all the time anyway. So I think I heard it a couple of times and I just memorized it. I love the lyrics so much of the song anyway. So it just came very naturally to me, the full song, I feel.
And coming to Nilesh, will we see a movie in which there will be 5 violent songs so that it fulfills your ambition of a love story via songs?
Five
Story.
violence.
Kill Bill enacting 5 songs.
I don't know. I don't. As much as I like the songs and all that stuff, and I think they're nice. Every film has its own demand of what needs. I don't know violent song. I don't know which is a violent song. I tell you are
Oh, I'll,
music.
I'll I'll give you one. In fact, one is of your mama.
Oh
आखिर तुम्हें
God,
आना जरा देर लगेगी. It's like threatening hero.
violent song is like somebody being killed or something on the
No,
song.
no,
I don't.
no, 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 no.
I don't know. Again, like again, honestly, and Yalgar again is a great film.
Yeah,
From a look and a technical point of view, Firoz Khan had the late Firoz Khan Saab had a great knack of how to put together. He was very westernized in his approach of styling, and he was
correct.
the true cowboy of Hindi cinema. And again, Yalgar was a great film, and Jabaz was again another great film. But
Correct.
I don't know. I have a very I like very mission driven films, and I like characters that are very singular. There's a gentleman who keep Mr. Bhavani Singh 1970. So he asked a question, and I would love to address it. I hope you're listening, Bhavani ji. Real tough guys don't shout and scream on every fight. If you watch actual soldiers, if you watch actual really really tough men, they're not screamers and shouters because screamers aren't true real fighters. My whole approach is I like a character to be as subtle as he can, because if he's truly tough, he can act with actions speak louder than words. So why Renzing was not expressing so much was because he didn't need to do it for that scene. This is not a typical Bollywood film, and nor is the action typical, and nor do we want to shoot it typical. And regards to him not having an expression in the song, It was because the song is a fantasy from Malvika ji's point of view, and I really wanted women empowerment, and I wanted a woman to fantasize about a man for once rather than it being vice versa. So I didn't want him to play on anything. So I hope that answers your question, Bhavani Singh Ji, 1970. I hope that.
Brilliant, brother. Brilliantly answered. That's
Ji.
director's there. Malvika, coming to you. I mean, were you ever forced to take up music lessons? You know an instrument? Have you learned singing? I know you dance, so there is rhythm in your
Yeah,
body.
yeah. I mean, the day I sing, I think the world will turn deaf. I'm that bad a singer. But I love dancing. I think that's the only form of music that I really enjoy. I'm trained in different forms of dancing. Instrument, no. I would love to learn that though. I mean, I don't mind even learning today. I don't know any instrument actually.
Okay. So, Nilesh has attended a Sangeet event. I think it was in the 70s. My memory fails me. But how was the experience, Nilesh? I mean, you were thoroughly enjoying yourself in the back row, and I could see nodding your head to everyone because you had
No,
all the.
amazing. I think what you're doing is awesome. It's a great. We have so much history in the industry, in the music industry, in the film industry, and I think what you're doing with Sangeet is awesome because people get to go down into an era that they've not heard of or been, and the way you curate every song and explain the history behind every song is truly fascinating. So it's awesome, and I when I came there, I learned so much about songs के वो कहाँ बैठे थे और वो गाना बनने में कैसे आया और वो उनका वो जो म्यूजिक का रिदम था वो कैसे आया. Just the other day we were sitting in office. You were there with Rajiv Rai ji, the great director of Mora, Gopt, Vishwatama,
Yes, yes,
and he was telling us how Tip Tip Barsa Pani came into being,
correct.
and that's an amazing story in itself. So uh, 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 you know, I think there's so much history behind every song happening. Even with Baraja, I had actually heard another song when we were sitting at Z Music, and then
Correct.
while this is 1 minute, there's one more song. Why don't you hear this and go? And I was actually in a rush, and I was just like, yeah, whatever, man. We'll hear it later. And then I heard the song, and I was like, oh my god. And I still remember the first time I heard the song, because it was the song starts with the piano, and I was like, I want to shoot it in this castle, and it has to be grand, and it has
Correct.
to be this girl playing a piano, and
Correct.
I found it in 3 hours away from where we were staying in Belarus, in a castle, and we shot in this amazing
Mir
place.
Castle.
Yeah, it was amazing. So
Yeah.
every song, and yeah, we have on our film.
So you can imagine Malvika, the kind of reels that happen in his head, even when he was listening to the song, he had the entire story and the screenplay down. Everything is in his
Right,
head. So,
right.
did you find a difference between Nilesh, the director, and I must compliment you on your fight sequences as well because those were
Thank
outstanding for.
you.
And did you find a difference in the personality that he is? I mean, he's naturally aggressive. He naturally comes across as a person who wants things to go with a punch. And here you have a mellow song wherein he has to cut down his normal aggressive self and bring out that romantic emotion in you. So, what were the kind of briefs that were given as a directorial person that you found a difference?
Um, So, I actually have a lot of BTS of the song on my phone, and I have even captured, like not me, but whoever had my phone captured it when Rinzing and me were in that fort doing our bit, and the camera actually panned to Nilesh, and Nilesh was just looking into the shotgun, and he was just smiling. He was looking and just smiling to himself. He was blushing to himself, looking at both of us, and he's looking at us and saying cut, and I have a full video of that.
Yeah, man.
So I've sent you that video. So he was enjoying watching us only like that so much, so we knew we've done a good job there because people over there were so engrossed in our act, in our performance then, like while it was on. So we were, I think we knew then only like the work is good.
Yeah, it was passionate.
Absolutely.
It was passionate.
So, a big hi to your mom, Reena, joining us, and she said you look stunning
Mom
in
is here.
your shoulder dress. I'm conveying her compliments to you. Rina ji, if you're watching.
So mom is my biggest fan. Like she's my biggest fan. That's all she keeps writing on my pictures, on my videos. She keeps commenting. Stunning, beautiful. That's her favorite thing.
But she can be extremely critical too. So I've seen that side of her. So,
Critical?
so
I don't think so.
no. Okay. So a little rewind to the time when your dad was making movies. What tunes where you thinking that, oh, this is what Bollywood is and this is what I want to be a part of.
Your voice was totally breaking in the start. I didn't hear anything.
Rewinding to a time when your dad was making movies and your Bua was the hottest star in the 80s. Were you dancing to her songs? Which among her songs do you count as your favorites?
80s, so I was not even born, yeah. But
You must.
but I love Bua's songs. I love her Hoto Se Cholo Tum so much. We always sing that every time we're together, and the song is always like playing around. Um, in Dad's films also, there are so many songs which we love that Bua and Dad both have made. Um, there are so many. I can't think of any right now, but there are so many.
I to
I,
hate all my mom songs.
You
pardon?
hate them? Why?
Because the songs are brilliant and they're super hit. But the first time I saw Chudi Nahi Ye Mera Dil Hai and I was watching it, and I was like, oh, mom. And then all of a sudden I see this Devanand sitting next to her, and I'm like,
What is
and there's the scene where she breaks this dairy milk and they share it or whatever, and I looked at her in horror, like what, right? So
But
I
she's
used
an actor. That's all a part of.
time to understand that. No, I was like, firstly, TV, cassette, play karke, and I was just like, So I never liked Devanand too much as a kid. I really did find some of his work amazing. I just was, I
He's a
loved,
legendary actor.
yeah. I love it. I love him, but I just didn't like him when he was acting with my mom. I think they did 2 films together. The Prem Pujari was a good film for its time, and the songs were great, but yeah, I had a big problem in Chudi Nahi Ye Mera Dil Hai.
That's a positive son speaking about
That's
his
the
mom. I
first.
love it.
That's his son speaking for his mom.
Yeah, that is.
So I'll give you 2 pieces of trivia regarding your own families. Zahida ji has done just 3 movies: Anokhi Raat, Prem Pujari, and Gambler.
Nahi, yaar,
And
what are you talking about? She's done Teen Chor, she's done Prabhat, Mohanji.
oh, my bad. Wikipedia
I
lists only
am
3 movies.
shocked. I'm shocked. Mohanji is the Wikipedia of Bollywood and he doesn't know this.
No,
I'm just
I,
shocked.
She's done films, yeah. She did 1 film with Navin Nisha. She's done 5, 6 films.
oh,
Then her last film was Prabhat. No, her last
okay.
film was Needham, which she did, which my dad also had a cameo in.
Okay. Okay. And so this trivia, I'll get it right, Malvika. So there's a song which everybody is intrigued by. That is your Bua song. Zihala Miski Makun Baranzish Bahare Hijra Bechara Dil Hai, from the film Gulami. So that's a Persian couplet, and which Gulzar Saab adapted to Hindi. Now the trivia is that it's the rarest combination. Gulzar Saab with Lakshmikant Perelar. In their 50 years of association as legends, they just collaborated on 2 songs. One is this, and second is Dakiya Daklaya. So it always intrigues me how 2 legends in their respective fields never got to work with each other, though they were successful.
I love Malvika's expression. I can't control it.
I got scared. I was like, I need to answer things now.
No, you don't need to.
She doesn't. It's black. Sir, उनको थोड़ा अरिजीत के बारे में पूछो.
You asked me 90s onwards, you asked me, I know
Okay.
everything.
Okay. Now the spot question. Which film is Kya Ada Kya Jalve Tere Paro?
अरे सुनील शेट्टी is here.
Yeah. Which
Gopi Kishan.
no.
I think it's
No.
Raksha, Shastra, something like that. One.
Shastra. You're close.
Sunil Shetty's songs are my go-to songs in the night, yeah. Post 11th,
Janjariya is his favorite song.
Janjari.
right? 2, 3 songs. Depends what time of the night it is.
So to give a little bit of a serious tinge to this banter, I represent a group which is called Sangg Geet. It's a musical outfit which was designed 2 years back. Initially was a kind of a hit and giggle. We wanted to do stage shows and all that. Somewhere we realized that a lot of people have the intent to sing but don't know how. But with a little bit of a mentoring, with a little bit of a feedback, I think you can improve upon your skill set. And as you said, if I start singing, the world will turn deaf. But I truly believe if you have one art under your belt, the next can be easily attained. Because you have rhythm in your body, there is a certain tal, there is a certain lay. It doesn't matter about the vocal cords. Nilesh, you going first. What are your thoughts on being
Nilo is
fluent?
a great singer. He sings
Pardon?
all the time.
I've heard him again to use his word. What time of the day?
No, sorry. Can you repeat your question, please?
So we have embarked on this. We are starting a series, or rather started a series called Gurukul. It was an introductory video on how to approach. One is the legendary Mohammed Rafi Saab. We are decoding 10 songs of Rafi Saab, breaking each song into its various components. As to this is the place where you take a breath control. This is the place where you need to emphasize on a particular word. This is the place where the pronunciation has to be at a higher scale and higher level. So, what are your thoughts on this kind of a movement that we have started?
I mean, I think it's great because at the time when these songs were made, all these singers were just, I mean, who are alive on some level or not in every generation and will be, much like so many other amazing, awesome singers. What you can do a lot is technically we're very advanced today as we were from the point of time that we started. So I think technology is a friend and you should endorse it. And I think what you all are doing is amazing. And I think it's going to give us a lot more great singers.
Malvika, your thoughts?
Just what Nilesh said, the same thing. I think it's a great platform and very cool singers can come out of it. So great going.
So, have you been tracking reality shows? Are there people whom you felt should have made a career in singing but just didn't cut the grade? Be it any reason, be it politics, be it not having the drive. What do you think of these reality
Like Indian Idol and all?
and Saregama, Indian Idol? No.
I think they're great platforms, and because of these uh, reality shows, there are so many young singers who don't know where to go in the industry, and that's a great start for them, and it's great exposure. We've got so many singers out of the these reality shows. Like I remember the first reality show had I think Rahul Vaidya and Abhijit Sawant and all these singers
Correct.
who are so popular today in our industry. So I think it's a great platform for young budding singers.
In fact, there is one fascination that Nilesh harbored right from the time he was writing Squad. He was telling me, brother, कुछ भी हो जाए, background music इसका धांसू रहेगा. So, read the songs. What was that fascination about appearing forceful on screen? How did that come into your being, Nilesh?
आई थिंक एक आदमी है जिसको हिंदी में वो चाहते हैं कि मैं बात करूं तो मैं जरूर
Okay.
बात करूंगा. क्या था कि जब हम लोग स्कोर कर रहे थे एक पिक्चर की होती है और फेसिंग बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट होती है पिक्चर की. तो अगर और जब आप सीन लिख रहे हो उसका एक बैकग्राउंड बीट होता है. तो जब हम लोग स्क्रिप्टिंग कर रहे थे हमें आइडिया था कि हमको ये स्कोर ऐसा होना चाहिए कि हाईएस्ट लेवल पे चली जाए. तो जो मेरे बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक डायरेक्टर हैं धनम भट्ट, उन्होंने काम किया और हमने बहुत काम किया. एक्चुअली हम लोग ने 6 महीने तक बैकग्राउंड पे काम किया और बहुत भारी है, बहुत भारी है और लोगों को पसंद भी आ रहा है.
I know for in fact, one of the best things, and it was quite unique. I'd never seen this in any movie. A rap in a fight sequence. How did that thought come across?
I think I liked what I heard. I liked the lyrics. I liked the power, and I said I wanna try it. See, there's always a formula that's always there and it's a standard template. But it's good to try something and say, you know what, you tried it and said let's respond to it. So some people have liked it, some people have loved it, few haters have hated. कुछ तो लोग कहीं लोगों का काम है.
लोगों का काम है कहना. Correct. Absolutely. So, Malvika, when you were engrossed in the movie, were you also thinking about the musical aspect? I mean, do you view movie in that score? When you watch a movie purely for entertainment, does it, or when you watch it for the second and third time, does that have a residue in your head, the musical aspect of the
I think
background?
music plays a huge impact in our films today, like even if it's a background score or the main feature songs of the film. It makes a big difference if your music is good of the movie too. Uh, so I think, yeah, background scores or the songs, like even in Squad, our songs, "मैं तेरे नशे में हूँ," "मिट्टी," "बरस जा तू," even "Zindagi," they're all such
Correct.
melodious songs, like you want to listen to them again and again.
Uh,
So I think it makes a great difference if your songs are good in the movie.
Till you didn't put it in a chronological order, there were four songs of some merit in Squad, huh? Nilesh?
Yeah,
Yeah, four songs, yeah.
they're all good. They're
Absolutely.
all good songs.
All great songs.
They
And
all suit the situation.
here I wish to thank Z Music Company for the wonderful songs that they gave and kind of befitting every situation that was
Right.
present in the movie, isn't it, Nilesh?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think you need to have situations that are correct to have the right song fit into it. And we had situations with the right music, so I'm happy with the songs. Happy.
Perfect. So um, uh, it's been wonderful talking with you. Final thoughts on people taking up music as a career, on finding their own mojo, on the rhythm of life, the pattern of life. Words of encouragement from you, Nilesh, as to
I
if
mean,
there was a old guy wanting to make a career in music, what would you advise?
it is the easiest thing for you. Today, you have everything. You have technology, you have YouTube, you have Instagram, you have Facebook, you have Twitter. You have the power to rap, to show. The power of what you have. Those there were days when singers, amazing singers, and I don't want to name them, but I know who they are, would sit at parties to perform on a harmonium just to have one music director maybe notice him. And I'm talking about one of the biggest singers and probably one of the greatest singers, singer on the level of Mohammad Rafi. Uh,
Yeah.
do that to be noticed, right? And you would go and you would beg music directors from door to door to get a break. Today, you have the opportunity to create opportunities for yourself. So if you are passionate about music and you are passionate about singing, use YouTube, start a channel, get people excited, do something that people will go crazy in and make you viral. You don't have to go to 20 places. Today, people will be finding you. So it's a great time. It's a renaissance, like I said in the start, in the entertainment industry overall. And we discussed, but it's the easiest. You're passionate about it, make something, put it out there, and you are then a legitimate singer, and somebody or the other, if you're good, great, awesome, will find you and will see the spark in you and take you.
So, Malvika, if the world had not seen you as an actress, would it be fair to say you would have been an accomplished Kathak dancer, giving performances all across the world?
I don't know about that. I don't know if I would
Because
be I mean, I would definitely do something with dancing because I love dancing and I love learning different forms of dance. In fact, I have restarted my Kathak classes again now. And but I don't know if I would be like doing classical everywhere. I don't know if that's me though.
Okay.
you're too Bollywood for that.
I'm too Bollywood for that.
Yeah. So a spot question. Favorite Rafi Saab song of yours, Nilesh?
Too many. One favorite तो कहाँ से बोलूं?
Name
मतलब इतने सारे. आजा आजा मैं हूँ प्यार तेरा.
Malvika, your favorite Rafi Saab song?
Nilesh, it was that song I was singing that day.
गोरे हाथों पर ना जुल्म करो.
Yeah.
Ah,
She loves it.
you know the movie?
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
It's a प्यार किए जाओ. What a movie it is.
yes.
अरे sir, मतलब you know, I belong to era.
अरे, आप तो fourth generation हो सर.
सर, वो सब
So,
पिक्चरें देख के बड़े हुए.
so I'm going to contest your statement of the world going deaf on your singing. So
You want me to
Malvika,
sing right now?
yes, and I'm going to sing with you.
Oh, amazing.
Everybody go mute.
Which song will she sing? Are she singing song na?
Okay, so this is Malvika Raj's favorite Rafi Saab song. Couldn't end.
I can't sing that song.
I'm helping you. I'm helping you.
We'll sing some squad song. No, I can't sing
No,
that song
no,
now.
this is
He's
the
too
Rafi Saab.
legendary to sing his song.
So I'm going to help you. So you just lip sync, okay? Done?
Okay.
Lip sync.
This is my audition for you, brother, for the next movie.
Done, sir. आपका रोल वैसे भी स्क्वाड में आपको देना है मुझे. The DVD
Abhi?
Okay, start.
action.
गोरे हाथों पर ना जुल्म करो, हाजिर है ये बंदा, हुक्म करो, तुम्हारी कमारी कलाई पे दाग न लगे.
Oh, superb, sir. Next आप ही को गवाएंगे.
हाँ, तो इनके मुंह खोलने से थोड़े लोग देखेंगे और डेफ हो जाएंगे. मेरा तो पक्का ही
But
है.
imagine I am singing and your voice is coming. It just looks so.
That scene is actually straight out of a Mahmood movie where he dresses up as a girl and a male voice emanates. So,
Yeah.
thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much,
Thank
Malvika.
you.
And
Thank you.
spread the word to all and sundry that you know that we started this mission of music in which we're going to help people attain greater heights in knowing the nuances or the beats of a particular song. And we're starting off with the legendary Rafi Saab. And on that note, I wish to thank you both for having spared time today.
Thank you.
Thank you
all
so
the best.
much.
Keep doing the great work, brother. Keep doing the great
Thank
work.
you, Mohanji.
Thank you. Thank you.
Talk to you
Bye,
soon.
Nilo. Bye, Mohanji.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye bye.